Hello everyone, welcome to Dear Love Talk. It's a pleasure to have you on board. I'm James.
I'm Helena.
And think of this program as a session of good, honest advice to do with any kind of relationship questions. You can always get in touch via email.
Yeah, it's very easy. It's questions@lovetalkshow.tv and also through our Facebook page.
That's right.
Also Twitter and Facebook.
Absolutely. Let's go straight to our first question. It says, my husband has a habit of going out at night and coming back late. This really makes me angry and sometimes I lash out at him. I want to know if I'm dealing with this the right way and if there's something different I should be doing. Well, I can tell you straight away that you are not dealing with this the right way. The right way is not to lash out. There's a difference between having an argument and having a serious talk, a serious conversation. We're not discussing the merit of what he's doing. Surely, if your husband is going out and coming back late and you don't know where he is, he's out with your friend, with his friends, it goes without saying that this is not right, right?
Yeah.
He's married and not single. But if you really want to sort out this problem, because sometimes the couple has a good marriage, bar that one problem. This may be the one thing that maybe it's causing stress. So my advice is that instead of you lashing out and arguing, try to have a serious talk with him. You know, men don't react well to being told to do things a certain way. Even though he's wrong, you telling him that he's wrong and shouting at him, I guarantee you is going to have the adverse effect.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we don't know, you don't specify how late the late means, you know, on your question. If it's really late, like past midnight, or I don't know, if it's really late, then I suggest you review the environment in your home, how you receive him after work.
Yeah.
I know that you might be very tired. Nowadays, women work really hard, just like men do. And plus the kids, if you have children, I don't know if you do. So you need to see what happens in the home, not in the house, in the home. So maybe the environment is not very good. I'm not saying it is or it is not. I'm just giving you other options as to why he's perhaps...
It's something definitely to look at.
Yes, because men are quite sensitive to this as well. You know, I remember in my family, if my mom was stressed out and, you know, really angry, you know, my dad wouldn't want to come home early. So I don't know what the situation is, but if this is happening to you, maybe you need to invest in being more peaceful,
and actually,
more loving.
This serious conversation we were talking about earlier that you need to have with him, one of the questions could be exactly what you were saying now. Look, is there a problem at home? Is there something that you're not happy with, that you don't want to come back home, you prefer to stay out with your friends or whatever he's up to? And if that's the case, then it's something you can easily adjust. But I think from your question, number one, do not argue about this. Don't go at him already with a stone in your hand, ready to blame him, because you're going to get a negative effect out of that.
But attract him.
Yes, and talk to him, a serious talk, get to the point of what the problem is and try to solve it, okay? That's our advice.
Indeed. Now, there's another question. It says, I know I have a serious problem with being jealous and I want to change. I constantly call my husband at work to see what he's up to. Not because I miss him, but because I doubt him. He never gave me a reason to doubt him and I know I need help. What do I do? Well, first of all, you didn't identify yourself, but if you attend our seminars, do come and see us, okay? If our answer will not be enough, because you don't specify many things here. So I'm going to give you a general advice, but if it's not enough to help you, do come and see us, okay? The details are on the screen and you can easily get in touch with us. Now, you need to resolve, you need to ask yourself first. First of all, stop calling him when he's at work.
Or call him for the right reasons.
Yes, please, don't do that anymore. It might be like, you know, like an addiction. It's making you like, I need to call him. What is it? But try to control yourself and don't call him. And rather, I ask you to analyze yourself. See why are you so insecure? Is it because there was unfaithfulness? Is it because you have a problem from when you were growing up, and you know, it makes you a bit more sensitive, you have trust issues. What is it? Once you identify it, you need to talk about it. It's the old thing, that old same thing, communication. You need to talk and be humble to say to your husband, listen, I'm sorry, I have this problem, please be patient with me.
And this is something we discussed in one of our seminars recently. People are jealous for two reasons. First of all, when there is a reason to be jealous. So the person cheated on you, did something that you can't trust them, and now you feel jealous. From what you said, it's not the case, because you said he's never given you a reason to doubt him. Now, the other reason why people are jealous is because they have issues within them, like you were saying, Lena. And the solution to your problem, you said, how can I solve this problem, is for you to find out where this jealousy comes from, as she said, and deal with that. Deal with that
and quickly.
Absolutely. And I tell you, if you don't do that, if this relationship doesn't work, you're going to go on to a new one, and that jealousy will be a problem in whatever relationship you're in. Some people say, I'm jealous because my husband is too good looking. Listen, the problem is, if the jealousy comes from an issue you have within yourself, you can date someone or marry someone who is not good looking in the usual parameters of how people judge what good looking people are like. But you're still going to be jealous because the issue is inside of you. So deal with that.
Yeah, the problem is inside. Yeah. Unless you bring it out and uproot the problem by the roots, it's not going to go.
Absolutely.
It's not going to go.
There you have it. Last question of today. There's a young man who likes me, and to be honest, I like him too. But the problem is, he doesn't have a job. Do you know what that is, Lena?
Oh, yes, I do.
He doesn't have a job. And this bothers me. How do I tell him this? Well, tell him exactly how you said it to us in the program. Tell him, look, I like you, but the fact that you don't have a job is a bit of a problem. Now, before you start shouting at the screen, telling us that we are superficial and materialistic, let's be honest. Why on earth are you going to date someone if you haven't even sorted out something basic in life like a job? Now, I'm assuming that this person is not at college, because I would understand someone at college not having a full-time job is normal. But if you haven't sorted out the basics in life, which is to have a job to go to in the morning or the evening, whatever time your shift is, should you really be in a relationship? Think about that. On Saturday, the day that couples usually go out, then you want to take this person out, and you, man, then I'm going to take you to a restaurant. And then you sit there, you eat. When the bill comes, you pretend you forgot your wallet. Really? Is that really what you want to do? So it's, having things like this that are basic sorted out, it's very important.
But there's also the other side, because as we always say, isn't it, James, we don't know the whole story. We're just reading a very brief question. If the case is, actually, I think I'm talking to the men more than to you who asked the question. Maybe, he's not, it depends. Has he been out of a job for how long? For a long time? Maybe he has other problems, because the reason why you feel uncomfortable with dating and knowing you, because you are a woman and I am one myself, it's because it kind of shows lack of determination, lack of, when a man is not that
driven.
Yeah, driven and everything, that worries a woman. But then again, there might be a reason. Actually, there is always a reason why the person behaves the way they do. So we don't want to come across judgmental, but if that's the case, first of all, speak to him, tell him how you feel. That's rule number one. And then hear him out. If you see that he's just genuinely lazy, then it's up to you, but if maybe he's not. Maybe her being sincere with him and telling him, look, I like you, but I think this area of your life needs to be sorted out first. I think that's actually going to be very motivational for him. But what Elena said is crucial. You need to see if the person doesn't have a job, because it's a temporary thing. I think at some point, most people become temporarily jobless, temporarily. But if he doesn't have a job because he's lazy, because he's a freeloader, right? He's a freeloader. Whenever there's something for free, he's there. If there's a shopping center saying, look, this Saturday we're going to be giving free Ribenas, blackcurrant Ribena, and he's there for that, then this is not the guy. But then again, we all know, not all, maybe you don't, but from what I've seen, it's a very sensitive subject to talk to a man about, because if he has insecurities about that department, then you need to approach and let me explain.
But then let's do this open shot. But then if he has an issue and that's why, then you really shouldn't be dating him, because then it's a second problem, no job. And
I know, but you need to be supportive. For example, let's say that he's the one, your boyfriend or your friend to be.
Let's do a little role play here.
Yes, so you know what, James? I'm a terrible actress, but I'll try to act.
Yeah, I'm unemployed because I'm very insecure about myself. I don't think I want to be.
So then you switch. Pay attention, woman. To you are making yourself like a friend, and you are not becoming a girlfriend. You're like, okay, darling, listen, let me help you. This is what you can do. You are not just saying, listen, I don't want to see you anymore because you're just lazy. At least you try to help.
Remember that they're not dating. She likes him.
She likes. Okay.
She likes him, and he likes her. They're not dating.
Okay.
So I think it's not even at that stage yet.
But regardless of the situation, be supportive.
It was interesting that we did this role play. It didn't really matter because they're not dating, but it was interesting. But here's the thing. Going back to what we were saying at the beginning, it's very important that before a relationship starts, there are fundamental things that can't be messed with. You can't go into a relationship when you haven't sorted something basic in life, like a job. You just can't. It's going to be really difficult. I mean, if you are in a relationship, you are currently in a relationship, and you become unemployed, it's okay. It happens. It can happen to the best of us. During the reception, that happens to hundreds of thousands of couples. But then you're working together to get out of that situation. But if the person wants to date you and doesn't have that area of their life resolved, that needs to be resolved first, so that then otherwise, another problem is that all the financial burden is going to be on her.
Yes, and just one last thing. Think with me. If you don't know why he's unemployed, that already shows you don't know him enough to even start dating him. Mm-hmm. So there you have it. You need to get to know him better, be friends, and find out, and then decide. But you need to look into this.
If it's something temporary and he moves on, things work out, then maybe things can really work out for the both of you. But this is something not superficial, it's something important. Remember that. Okay? Now remember, although we've come to the end of our program, if you do want to get in touch, send us a question, do so. The email address is questions@lovetalkshow.tv, or use our Facebook page and we'll be glad to answer you. Okay?
Visit our website page as well, subscribe to our videos, all these things.
Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.